I'm not asking if you want to say anything.
All right. Questions?
Can you just sort of talk about how important these last games are, just in terms of, necessarily maybe outside of this for NIT and just having strong?
Yeah, I think we're still right there making postseason. I mean, 17-12, 2 games left, going to ACC tournament. If we can win these 2 games with 1 game beyond being 20 wins, I mean, maybe obviously not what we really wanted, but it's still a good season. And give yourself a chance to go into the ACC tournament, make a run. I mean, you still got a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, but obviously you got a chance to be in postseason.
You can say to these guys, I guess they can pretty much beat anybody. You lost so many close games. I mean, I'm sure it's frustrating, but it can also be a positive.
No question. I think that's obviously, with this team, you look at, what we've had to go through this year. There's not a team on our schedule we haven't, we can compete with and beat. I believe that. So in ACC tournament and tournament play, anything can happen. It's about who's playing well at that time of the year.
Frank, you had a chance to just, obviously you guys lost so many close games, been in so many close games. You've been able to really just decipher, this is the one thing we haven't done to get over the top.
Yeah, I think that one thing we really got to get better at, man, and that's a great question I talked to guys about, is just our decision making and ball handling. We've had some, our guard play has to be really good. The teams that are really good, in that last 4 minutes, you got to make good decisions. You got to get to the free throw line. You got to make free throws, and a lot of that is guard play. And we got good guards. Duran, Malcolm, those guys are good. We just need those guys to be better in the late game.
How do you improve the decision-making process in season?
Well, hopefully you improve by, experiences. What you've done in the past games, and so you know what to do, what not to do. And I think we have had some improvement there. I think I pointed out to you guys before about a late game situation at NC State compared to at Wake Forest, same type of scenario. And we had some positive, obviously Wake Forest was a positive play, and we executed better. But there's no question that's a big part of it.
Do you look at it all in terms of bringing in a true point guard, or do you like the way it is with 2 combo guards?
There's something we've talked about as a staff, but I think, obviously those guys just got to get better. But, 2 things have to happen. They get, in terms of, when I say better, point guard play, making those kind of plays. But there's no question that's something we've talked about, but I do think these guys are, I think Duran is going to be able to do it, in terms of what we need him to do. It's just a matter of, it's just a learning process. He's doing something he's never done before.
Coach, you talk about Adrian and his journey and what he's meant to this program.
It's been a long journey. Adrian's been here. I told the team, other than 1 year, my tenure here, Adrian's been here. So that's a long time, and it's special to me because of that. And I told guys, I love him. I love Adrian. He's been, his time during we made the NCAA tournament, his value to this team. He didn't even play that year because he was one of his injury years, but he was so valuable because the way he communicated with his teammates, and just a special young man to me. He really is.
Thoughts on Maryland? Obviously, Jordan presents a challenge for you guys.
He does. I think he's probably the best big man in our league, and he's a challenge because he's really changed his body. He's worked hard. He gets up and down the court as good as any big man in our league. I compare him to Zeller in terms of running the court for a guy's size, and then he has great hands. He's a worker. So we gotta do a good job on it. We gotta make him play defense. And having a low post guy helps in that, and with Reggie, but we got to make him work a little bit on the defensive end. But he's a load for sure.
What was the decision process with bringing Reggie off the bench?
That was all discipline. So he'll be back in the lab tomorrow. He makes everything that he needs to do from here until the game tomorrow. So
it's a big challenge for him, obviously, with Jordan.
No question. Dealing with a guy who I think is the best post player in our league. I think he's phenomenal. Watching him on tape and playing against him last year, he's really improved. In terms of just his agility. Last year he started to come on there at the end of the year, But I mean, he's a problem.
You guys probably should have made the postseason last year. Didn't get there with this group. How important, just building for the future, building for next year, do you guys need to make this at least the NIT?
Yeah, we got to. We got to. I think this team needs to play games. I mean, because everybody's back, you know, and you know, whether it be NCAA tournament, NIT, we would be very happy to compete in postseason, and it's important for this team to get in the postseason.
What do you think they'll be able to get out of it that maybe, you know, just even being in the ACC that they wouldn't get out of that?
The postseason, you mean?
Yeah.
I think you know, I can relate exactly to the team I was part of at Wake Forest. I don't know what year it was. We were a young team. Josh Howard was like a freshman, and we were very young. So Gali was in, two guys, and we didn't make the NCAA tournament. We thought we were going to make it, and we didn't. We went to the NIT, and that team won the NIT championship. The following year, we were very, very good. Went to the NCAA tournament. We were, I think, at one point in time, ranked in the top 5 in the country the next year. You go back and look at Ohio State, 2008. They win the NIT, and now look at their team right now. You know, Carolina last year went to the NIT Final Four. They're one of the better teams in the country right now, I think. So it's a positive to get in postseason to have a good run.
I guess, Adrian, for you, being here, you know, as long as you've been, how important is it to you for this team to get a chance to play, whether it be the NCAA or the NIT?
It's very important. I just don't want the season to end. So, I mean, the more games I got, the more chance I get to lace them up and play.
You were on the team that made it to the NIT a couple years ago, right? You were playing that?
Oh yeah, Jackson, yeah.
And what do you think that did? I mean, just being able to play those extra games.
It was fun to me. We got to travel, got to go to Providence, got to go to Florida. It was just fun. It's just more experience, and just being around the guys and playing games.
How bad do you think this young group needs that?
I definitely think it'll be a big help for next year, even if, I mean, NCAA or NIT. I mean, if you look at the girls team this year, they're great. I mean, they went to the championship last year, so I think it'll be a phenomenal. They was young last year.
Adrian, Coach, feels like you've been here forever. What's it felt like for you, you know, this 6 years?
I mean, I've been here a long time. I mean, like, my first 3 years I really didn't play, but, I mean, these last 3 years have been great for me. My family, my parents are very happy and very proud of me. So, I mean, even my friends back at home in Pembroke Pines, it's just been great.
He actually saved the university some money because we don't have to give him a gift. We've already had his picture framed 3 times before, so all we got to do is just give his mom some flowers or something. So he saved a lot of money for the university.
Yeah, what do you think it's going to be like on tomorrow night?
No, we know
your lad. Yeah, this is definitely
This
last
is
time.
official. I mean, last year, I remember.
I think your mom last year shook your hand too. Last year, did they?
I don't know.
I know they did before.
Nah, my parents, they actually dressed up last year. Thought I was gonna walk, and I told them I didn't. I didn't walk, and they were surprised. But I mean, this year they're really excited. So yeah, a lot of family stuff. I really emotional.
Adrian, you've talked about it throughout your tenure here, but talk about again just how much your game has changed from what you were in your senior in high school to what you are now, especially.
I think as far as I was in high school, I look at like Eric Swoop, where he is now. I think I'm just like him. I was really athletic, but I played very hard, and I just was ready to play and ready to learn. But I mean, when I got hurt, the game slowed down for me, and I learned a lot. I just worked on my shot, and just got better at that.
Mentally, was that tough? Because obviously, you know, the highlight reel dunks that you had in high school.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tough just sitting on the bench and watching people practice and play games. But I mean, you just gotta find a way to occupy your time. You know?
How much do you work on the 3-point shooting, and how many shots do you take out there?
I don't know. I do that every day. I don't have a number on it.
Do you feel more comfortable there now than you do trying to, you know, inside?
Yeah, definitely. I know Coach can tell you that.
But that was something you definitely developed over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You grew into that, right?
Yeah, it's just something I learned how to do.
You never said, I'm signing with the university, I have to go become a three-point.
Nah, that wasn't the plan. It's just, I guess that's just the way he panned it out.
He had a lot of chair shooting. I remember seeing Adrian just sit on a chair and just, when he hit towards ACL, and he would just form shoot, form shoot, form shoot. And he worked himself, and we would tell him, Adrian, you gotta get 150 up or whatever. And he became a great shooter. And I didn't think he would become the shooter he is. Obviously, that was something he needed to work on. And he could make a shot in high school. I just don't think he was not a non-shooter. But his game was above the rim. He was just a great athlete. He was a slasher, athletic guy. And but he really great in terms of someone to look at, a model themselves out. He made himself a shooter because of how hard he worked. And I mean, he's a lethal guy. You know, he led the Atlantic Coast Conference in shooting last year and won the top 5 or 6 in the league this year, I think.
Did you guys actually take a chair, move it around different points of the court?
When he had ACL, because he was just working on his rotation and form shooting, because that's the thing he had to work on. His left hand was a problem early in his career, and he had to get it on the side and work on just. And now he's obviously he's got a quick release now, and that's the other thing he worked on, is getting to release quicker.
Julian, what have you guys learned from Adrian, or what kind of influences did he have on the rest of the team, being kind of the old guy around here?
I guess me personally, like I've been here for a while. It's been my 4th year, and I know AT before, like when he was still doing the athletic thing. People even told me that it was more before I even got here, because that was after his first injury. Yeah, but just knowing him and seeing him, how he persevered through all the different injuries and things like that, when he could have just said, well, basketball is not for me, like 2 season-ending injuries. I mean, I've learned a lot from AT. He hasn't been like a vocal guy, but he leads by example. Like, he always does the right thing, and I think he's been valuable for these young guys to see what they need to grow into.
So it's been his perseverance. You've seen him persevere through that.
Yeah, I've seen him persevere through it, and I mean, AT basically taught me the ropes when it comes to being on the bench and getting your teammates going, and always just getting hyped and stuff like that. I mean, that was AT, even though he was hurt the entire season. I mean, it didn't waver his energy for the team at all.
Adrian,
I was gonna say, what about AT, the person? We were reading some of his bio, chicken and liver. What about some? What is liver and onion? Liver and onion.
Liver and onion sound like
Chicken liver.
gizzards.
All that deep south stuff.
What about him as the off the court guy?
You guys are roommates too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I stay with AT, so I mean, I see him like in the house and stuff like that. We sit in the room and talk, or he'd be washing clothes and walk by my room, say what's up or something like that. So I mean, off the court, like AT, I mean, he's been a great friend. It's nothing that I could really ask him for that he wouldn't really help me out with. So.
you got any dirt on him?
Nah, I'm just gonna do it.
Adrian, what do you feel like your favorite moment is, or a couple of favorite moments in your 6 years?
In my 6 years, probably when I first got here, my first trip to first road trip. My freshman year, we went to Seattle at a tournament. Yeah, that was real fun. That was my first time like really traveling, and probably last year when we beat Wake Forest again. It was just real fun, and probably Duke, even though I didn't play, it was, if you watch the tape, everybody was just so hyped that game. I know Julian would tell you, it was just amazing.
Adrian, what about the guys that you leave behind here? You know, everyone's coming back besides you.
What do you want me to say to him? Or?
No, I mean, what do you think about the team?
Oh, what about the team?
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be great. I mean, I'm the only one leaving, and everybody's gonna come back. So I just feel like it's gonna be a great team next year. Hopefully, whatever NIT or NCAA, that extra games that we have, I think they're just gonna build on that.
Julian, how would you say your personal season has gone this year? Things you've been through with injury, just how would you assess how it's been?
I mean, I think it's been somewhat up and down, but I mean, nowhere near to the degree AT has been through, but just being able to persevere even when you do have pain and stuff like that, and just to try to continue to do the right thing. I mean, it's been tough, but my role has changed throughout the season, and the most important thing for me is doing anything I can help my team to win. And if it may not be me being on the court, me being here so long and learning that one thing from AT that I I can get people going other ways, not even being on the court, being on the bench, talking to them about certain plays or just trying to bring that energy. So, I mean, I try to pride myself on just being an energy guy and bringing that every game.
Frank, another guy that's had up and down years, Saquon. We can just talk about his season.
Well, yeah, he's obviously, I think early in the year he was playing okay. Then he started to play a little bit better. Then he had the injury, and he's still trying to get himself back on the court. And it's when you have injuries, sometimes it's just getting your timing, your rhythm back, and he struggled with that a little bit. Obviously, I thought when he went out, he was playing pretty good, and we did those next 4 games. We missed having an athletic presence, and and now we just hopefully he can get back to playing and being involved the way he should be in terms of bringing the things we need him to bring to the team, and that is a guy that plays with an energy and enthusiasm and some athletic ability.
Have you talked to Ryan about his shooting night? Obviously, a tough one for him. Have you talked to him about putting that behind him?
Yeah. And you know what, Ryan's going to be a terrific player. I'm excited about Ryan. I mean, that one game, obviously at Florida State, 1 for 10. You're a young kid. You have a game like that. I mean, but I think the thing that I love about Ryan, he's so coachable, and he wants to be good. But he did some other things in that game. He got some rebounds. He got his hands on some balls. And that's why you can live with him having a night like that, because he does more than just score. But I think he's going to be a really good scorer. Ryan is, his disposition, the way he carries himself, I absolutely love. And he's going to be really good.
Anything else?
Coach, were you surprised by Kirby go back to Texas?
I can't. In terms of surprise or not surprise, I mean,
I guess, can you understand?
Based on what I read and my conversation with Kirby, when you have a family, and this is, to me, it was strictly based on what is best for he and his family, and the family played a big role in that, and you can't knock anyone when those are factors in his decision making, and we're going to miss him. I mean, Kirby was great for us in our athletic department. He did so many great things, but obviously, I wish him well, because I think he's at a place that he feels real good about, especially in his family.